Oh, hello there. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Build Show. Gonna talk a little bit about FinTech, AI ignorance, and what's turning out to be a bit of a dev renaissance. Won't hold you in suspense. Let's get to it. Hey guys, my name's Potter. Welcome to the Build Show, where we talk about FinTech, but under no circumstances is it to be seen as financial advice. I got through that. I was really stuck last week on a hard problem. I just couldn't get Docker. So Docker is an environment that you can set up. I was using PHP. I could not figure out how some of my code was playing itself again in the background. And I had to take days away, and I finally got back to it and figured it out. But the error ended up being something that never figured it out. But I would have thought it should have. And part of me wonders, are we making AI dumber? You know what I mean? Has it started getting dumber because we put our own information in it? You've seen a doubling down in the news about stuff like this. Hold on, let me go here. And Warren, I think we talked about this. Nah, I don't want to go there. I'll go here. Oops. So guys, this is what I'm up to now. I'm doing the DoorDash. And I gotta tell you, as a dev, it's exactly what you need. Sometimes you just need a break. I'm only doing daytime DoorDash, so I'll do early morning until that early afternoon. Maybe when summer comes back and the days are longer, I'll maybe go into the evening, but I just don't want to drive at night. So, but I gotta tell you, it's really freeing. And the funniest part about doing DoorDash was I really, really like it. I enjoy talking about the stories, because I wonder if people think that it's about, waiting in a pizza place, waiting in a bar, waiting in a restaurant to get food. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, you're out driving. All right, let me do this. So, what I'm starting to see is I remember the drivers that I used to see who were driving DoorDash, and I'm kind of seeing a different level. I'm starting to see housewives, doing it. And I pinged a friend out in California, Sherman Oaks, Thousand Oaks, one of those, in the mountains, very aloof area. But it's where they shoot a lot of shows in the mountains. But she was trying to get into DoorDash, and they were our positions are all filled. And when I look at the app that they're developing or that they use, it's kind of confusing at times, but you still have to troubleshoot, you still have to problem solve, and they pay you instantly. Well, okay, at the end of your shift. So if you can do a 30-minute shift, you can do an hour shift, and the more that you do it, the more that they give you. So being that I was a consultant, a cybersecurity consultant, traveling the world, I think people would go, how do you like DoorDash? Because it's not, look at what UPS workers are getting now, right? There's a lot to be said about the economy moving to, a service economy. And crypto, crypto's going to be tied into it. I know it's going to be there. Uh, Look, I'll put this back. One sec. DoorDash is, I didn't even know it was publicly traded, but like they're using technology to enhance the employees. Uh, from everything I'm seeing and everything I'm witnessing, and that I'm like really excited to go do it. Like I was like, oh man, I got to do the show today. It's gonna take away from my DoorDash. People are starting to understand how much money there is out there. Like 6 hours. If you're now, don't get me wrong, you can't like live in Sioux Falls, and expect it. But I live in kind of, the Tampa Bay area. Got a lot of people. And a lot of people can't get out of their office. People can't, go places. So you're doing a service. And I think when you align the technology, which is in the apps and the innovation, I just think it's going to be huge. And I just didn't expect this. I really thought of it like, it'd be like a paper route. Okay, I can have some spare change, but no, like you can have an economy on it. And it's almost like a passive income, which is why when I early retired, I was looking at crypto to do that. But I'm telling you, I believe that if I apply the excellence that I did to consulting to this, I can be in the top tier. And in the top tier, you get different perks. Okay, sorry about that. You get different perks. So I just think it's cool. Now, I think that this fits with this. Big banks have really moved in to kind of dominate the crypto market now. Let me get rid of this because it'll just throw it off. You see the big banks getting into crypto. They're starting to have digital assets now. I'm looking forward to, like, it would have been so cool if like Drip had done it, but maybe Elephant Money can do it too. Like, what if there's a driver app for Bitcoin? Like you get paid in Bitcoin. Like, why not? That would be such a boon. I'd rather get paid in Bitcoin, pay your bills with Bitcoin. Get a loan against your Bitcoin to pay stuff. I mean, don't leverage it, but I can't explain it because I'm living it, but I'm trying to. Maybe I'll get better as I go on. But I did not expect, even 2 weeks ago, to be talking to you about, as a developer, about DoorDash. But if you were doing it, you would understand it's not just click here, go get order. I've delivered to a auto parts store more than once. I delivered to an office building. Funny story. I delivered to an office building, and like I go up, and somebody ordered a lemonade for one of their employees, but I'm going to stay away from the fact that she was attractive, but there were a bunch of guys in there who didn't get any lemonades. But her boss bought it because I was like, "You don't look like whatever the name was." I was like, "Oh no, my boss bought it." I was like, "Okay." But I walked in and I saw all of these consultants. They're all sitting there, right? And I'm going, "No way do I want to go back to that." And I would have even had to consider it, but I'm telling you, DoorDash is so lucrative that I can do my dev and I can do DoorDash. So just as a reminder, if you just passed by the show and you're going, what the hell is she talking about? This show, I've decided the channel it's going to be about me. So if you don't like me, probably should go on. I'm not that interesting. There's like 8 billion other people that you can listen to, and they just turned off. So it's it's just interesting, especially when you hear stuff like the FTX news about how they just did really, they're supposed to be the good guys, and what they did on tape, allegedly, is, no, it's not allegedly, it's out. It was in the New York Times. They held people's money and they kind of borrowed against it. And then there was a shortfall and they couldn't pay people back. And there's all kinds of regulation around that. And so that's why he's going to jail, because he did something that you're not supposed to do. But when they talk about how crypto is a bad thing and how, bad guys are doing things, everybody knows that cash is king when it comes to not being traceable, right? Blockchain technology is, you can always track it. What did the FBI got 3 billion back one time? Because you can follow every transaction for that Bitcoin, right? For that cryptocurrency. Now, maybe they're trying to get some legislators, get the bigger boys in, come up with their own blockchains, manage on their blockchains, because it is so traceable. I can see a lot of people who don't want you tracking their purchases caring, but think about it. We've talked about this on the show before. 33% for whatever are going to be for it. 33% are going to be against it, and 33% are like, So when you win that middle ground, you kind of push it over. And I forgot what I was saying, but I really just think, dadgummit. Oh, Bitcoin. I really think that people will eventually understand, because you have to. I mean, if you're watching this show, you understand about crypto. Somebody's going to turn on the lights to say, hey, turns out it's safer than any transaction. Part of me wonders if they don't want to say how blockchain, how you can't really cheat in blockchain, because they know that that'll lead to auditing your state, your government, your city. Because if they have a blockchain infrastructure, everything can be tracked. Nothing gets away. Everything can be audited. And I think we got a lot of bad people in power that would not, and that's probably happened through all of time, that don't want us doing that, right? So there's just all kinds of angles when you come at about an economy that we got into and are trying to even develop for, that people are just like, no, we don't want you to do that. It's almost scary. But then you got things like this that can kind of buy you time while you're getting other things situated. I think I wish I'd known about DoorDash sooner, because I could have done things to help out myself. And I know what I was telling you about my friend in California. Yeah, she can't even get she can't even apply for DoorDash because they're full of drivers, right? So in her area, it's kind of, like I said, highfalutin. That means a lot of housewives. And what I'm seeing is housewives, college students, doing DoorDash. And it's because it's lucrative and they treat their people pretty nice. Specifically the fact that you pay, like crypto, you get paid every day. And I'm coming up on 2 years being, early retired. That's significant, because what happens is you kind of break the salary addiction, right? I've got to have it. And then when you realize how much you actually buy, especially at my level of life, you can kind of chill out a little bit. You don't need to, I don't want to buy 5 houses. I don't want a boat and a house and a car. And I don't want to pay insurance on a house, a car, a boat, or a second house. Everything that you buy comes with a price. And not only is that price the cost of the goods, it's also got a maintenance cost to it, right? So, I mean, I'm growing here. I'm sharing it with you as I grow, but I hope to at least forge a path that shows if you believe in yourself, if you know your limits and you know what you're capable of, you can do anything you want. You just have to be ready for failure and don't let anything get in your path that will stop you. Because I posted a video on Instagram about this woman. She was in the army and she became the first person in the military that won Miss USA. And she just talked about all the rejection she faced. And now, after trying and trying again, she said the only thing that she realized, well, one of the main things she realized was you got to fight hard against regret because you can't change regret. And so a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, we talk about, the Bitcoin thing, go cash or go crypto. I think that we can see $1 is worth less. 6 months ago, the dollar was worth more. You could buy more stuff with $1. Bitcoin, it goes up and down, but it does trend up and then go down. With the dollar, you're losing value. It's becoming abundantly clear, but I'm telling you, for my friends in corporate America, I talk to them. They don't see it. So maybe it's something that we're wrong about, but because, they're in corporate. But at the same time, I hear the level of exhaustion from my former colleagues is intense as people get away from experienced people and they move to people who don't have the experience, so you can teach them, but they pay them far less. So going back to, Bitcoin, as a person that's working in the gig economy now, I just want to, just get paid. I want to do a service and then get done, whether it's cybersecurity or whether it's programming. I just want to do it and be done with it. If it takes 8 weeks, okay. If it takes 6 months, okay. But there's no need to have employees anymore, right? One of the things that you're starting to see with AI in, I think it's Europe, could be wrong, no, it's definitely Europe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Europe, is they're replacing teachers. And you can remember what I said here when working with AI, teachers aren't needed anymore. That's just a fact. You need them for proctors to conduct tests, but AI usurps any kind of need for a teacher, other than the physical, watching them in the classroom and making sure they do everything. But there's nothing a teacher can teach any better than AI can, because it's just regurgitating things to memorize, right? But I was the kind of kid that couldn't learn the normal way. I had to see things in pictures, and no teacher was going to have patience when everybody else with 99% of the class was memorizing just fine. They're not going to pivot to help you. So what you see is an AI principle. I didn't see that coming, but you have AI replacing teachers. And I think people who are developing specifically for FinTech or tech at all are going to have an opportunity, but nobody knows that they need us yet. So it's just it's a hard fight, but I have that, protected my way. I think it was higher when I first started this. Let me go here. So, I really, I've appreciated seeing that, I've still got my magnificent 12. Plus, we're growing. We got up to 280, and then somebody said, "Screw you, I'm tired of your stuff." And then I'm back down to 279. But We're at 280. Maybe we'll get to 300 one day. I don't ask that you like, subscribe, or follow. If you're even here till the end, you doing? But I'm glad to have you. I think we already talked about that. And with the show, I ask that everybody remember we're all devs now. Whether you're programming your remote, whether you're setting up your alerts or your alarms, you're a different level of a dev. But the new technology is making it so that we're all devs. And one of the things that is my favorite dev thing is it cracked me up. Nobody's even here anymore, but my DoorDash app. I got to tell you, I love that app. I love it, and I'm not getting anything from saying this to the few people who watch, but man, it's a good time. It's crazy that in 2023 that you can apply for a job without ever seeing anybody, have a background check, have your driver's license checked, and get approved to go work in 5 to 6 hours if you've done the right stuff with your credit. And that's just crazy. And that you can earn money based on your ability to commit yourself and get paid daily. If I'd known that at a college, man, I would have just gone straight into this, because it will pay you today. You can pay your bills today, not wait 2 weeks, not plan on having a budget at the end of the month. It's such a good thing, and I hope more people take the opportunity to get in it. But if you don't, you can just come here and I'll tell you all about it. Sorry guys, this wasn't as much. I think I might change the title of the show, but I'm just happy that you guys stopped by, and if you're still here, wow, thank you. All right guys, I will see you next time. Tomorrow we'll talk about specifically elephant and the Bitcoin conundrum there too, because when you think about blockchains, I just think they're going to be governments are going to have their own blockchains, and so having your token paired to whatever CDBC or Bitcoin seems to be. I think you're going to have Bitcoin or a country CDBC that it can be paired with, right? And if it's a blockchain that is public, I don't have to go through the same things that the SEC does, because they want their tax money. All right, guys. I'm going to say Florida goodbye. I already did the Florida goodbye. I will talk to you later. Have a blessed day. Love you very much. And game on.